Hello everyone, so this is a spoiler review. So for those who still haven't seen The Force Awakens like I sure didn't until yesterday, turn this off right now because this is a big fat rundown of what happens in the whole entire movie. So anyways, let's get started, shall we? So number one, Luke vanishes. So Luke Skywalker vanished for some reason. Of course, we know what the reasons are. Well, thought is that he has a target on his back. And beside, oh wait, sorry. The real reason why he actually decided to vanish is in the movie itself, but he vanished, which is weird. So I'm gonna keep it in continuity and keep it from A to Z instead of A to E and B. And so, anyways, yeah, Luke vanished. Holy frick! So one thing that I was talking with a few people was the fact that the Ewoks defeated the Imperials. So some were like, no, dude, no. There was just a small victory. There's still lots of stuff to be won. It's like, not really. If you think about it, Darth Vader took down Palpatine. He was the head leader. He's gone now. Vader's gone too. So the heads are gone. So everything else is most likely going to crumble to freaking death now. But the thing is that they defeated them. It was real. The Ewoks actually defeated them, but they're technically like a fungus. If it wasn't treated as much as it should be, the fungus will grow again, and that's what happened. Is that while Luke was gone, there was massive growth, and that massive growth led to how was it? The First Order. So it's interesting to see the troopers' reaction, the stormtroopers' reaction, because, well, sadly, like I said in the review, I would have preferred not even know if Finn existed until at the movie, so at least, yeah. And what's even funnier is we get even more explained why he freaked out, unlike all the other ones. So, yeah. But it's cool to actually see the whole, and interesting just to have the stormtroopers be like, what the frick is going on? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Next is Kylo Ren. Our first viewing of Kylo Ren. He's good, but like I said in the freaking review and what I've been saying, his lightsaber is crap. His lightsaber is a crappy content, super crap, and most likely will be another video. Oh crap, please tell me you caught that. Oh my gosh, I hate this all the time. Alright, just to make sure if I caught it on the thing, is that Kylo Ren is good, but the lightsaber sucks crap. There will be a video later on to explain Kylo Ren in its entirety, but for right now, he's good, but the things that he's rocking is crap. The helmet's good, the cloak's good, lightsaber's crap. So this is kind of funny, and there's many of these. There's at least 3 in all. So he had a nice little eye down of Finn and freaking Kylo Ren. That was crazy. It's like, wow. So he knows for a fact that it's like, he looks at him, they look, it's like, wow. It's just, wow. That was cool. So, Bobby Skullface, which, he's going to be mentioned in another video. Bobby Skullface actually reviewed Captain Phasma, and I said on the figure is that the figure doesn't seem female-like at all. Which, now to look at the movie version, her real self, yeah, she is so not female. She doesn't have a female figure at all. She's like what Bobby Skullface said, just like Bria, I think was her name in Game of Thrones. She's like that. She has that type of figure. But I do have to admit, son of a big man, I do have to admit that Phasma is pretty funny. Pretty funny. But we'll get to that. Wait. So we get to now the point of where Rey's ride, the ride she has. I like it. Yeah, that's like the only thing in the whole thing that I'm like, technology wise, I like. But I do have to admit, it does kind of seem Generator Rex like, because he has the same exact like vehicle, but it's different but same. It just similarities. Now, one interesting thing was the wreckage of the past. And, well, because I couldn't sleep and stuff, I actually decided to look. Well, actually, I slept a lot. It's just that now I actually get to watch all the stuff I had to pass up because I didn't watch the movie. So, in the Easter eggs, it turns out that this wreckage is actually in the video game, the newest video game out right now. So, that's one thing that's kind of fun. But still, the wreckage of the past. You get to see the freaking destroyer ship or some kind of crap. You get to see an AT-AT. This is just kind of cool. This really is. Of course, in this part as well, you actually get number one, what was it, foreshadowing of Rey's ability to climb. And number two, we get to see a helmet that's also from the video game, which it turns out it belongs to someone named Rey as well, but she or he spelled his name or her name differently from hers. Like I mentioned in this review, we get to see how the others live. We see like all the rich folk in prequels, and then in the original three, we only just see how Skywalker lives, and that's it. That's it. No other detail. So it's kind of good that we actually got to see how the other ones live. And this is kind of funny. So I know Tito most likely isn't a Jawa, but dude, the Jawas look uglier as hell now. I bet the Jawas don't even exist anymore, but on the other hand, I don't know. I don't freaking know. So here's the interesting idea, of course. We have the whole thing that happened before, the fact of they raided, and the reason why they raided was because they wanted to get the map that where Luke Skywalker is. And not AT-AT, the BB-8 actually had it, and also his captain. So they were trying to take down the captain, capture the captain. That BB-8 actually went away, and well, it found Rey, which is kind of cute. It was just kind of cute how they both just connected to each other. That was just kind of nice. It kind of does remind you of what happened before with Luke Skywalker, which is gonna be lots of similarities where I'm gonna point out. So, of course, for those who already know, you freaking damn know. But just for those who are like, what do you mean? In the first movie, in the Force, the New Hope, sorry, not in the Force, in New Hope. In the New Hope, you have Luke Skywalker, who actually bought random drones from some Jawas in the desert. Where did Rey find BB-8? In the desert. Who was trying to take him? Some Jawa or Tito. So it's like, it's a crazy similarity. It really is. It's a crazy similarity. So, yeah. Let's see. Phone went off a little bit. So yeah, we're getting to the escape part. So the escape part is the fact that you have Poe, which I remember his name by Edgar Allan Poe, which I thought that's what he's going to name him after, is because of that. But it turns out he's named after a polar bear. And excuse me, and the I forgot what it's called. Secretary, that's it. Yeah, so that's where his name came from. But anyways, so he got captured. He was getting tortured a little bit, and well, Finn came to the rescue, and it was kind of cool. What's even crazier is that Finn had a mental breakdown, and Phasma caught him with his helmet off, and he's like, "You gonna come meet me?" And he's like, "Ooh." So this is gonna also be in my other video talking about Finn and where he came from. Even though, just stick with me on that video. But anyways, the escape. Finally to the escape. So the escape was very, very crazy. The crazy part was just the fact that basically were taking a TIE fighter and trying to flee. But, well, it makes sense because later we find out what Finn does and why Finn acted that way when he was in battle. I'll explain in a minute when I get to it. But for right now, they didn't even remember that the ship is hooked on by a string. So, yeah, they had a tether and they were just trying to fly and trying to fly. And Finn, for the first time, actually gets to shoot without a gun, but actually shooting the ship. But oh man, that was just crazy. It's just awesome fun. That I do have to admit that. My gosh, I hate when you turn off these stupid damn things. Anyways, yeah, it's just fun to just see that part. That part was new and interesting and never been done before. It's just very, very cool. So it was cool to just see that happen. So they got away, and then we find out that Finn didn't even have a name. He just had AF blah de blah de blah de blah. And well, Poe decided to just say, "Your name is Finn. Your name is Finn now." Interesting part, which is also a Easter egg. It turns out that the clone army was mentioned. He's like, "Why don't we just get a clone army?" He's like, "Oh, he mentioned it. He mentioned it." Oh, next I put an X because, well, I had to go to the bathroom. Damn freaking Sprite strawberry. It was so good. I finished it, and then it's like, I gotta hold it. I gotta hold it. I can't hold it. I can't hold it. So there's a little bit missing, but I know what happened. I basically can theorize what happened. What happened was that the freaking forces found where the forces followed Finn, and they also just straight up found the BB-8 and everyone went boo crazy. And now Ray too. It's like, my goodness. Yeah, so you had some chemistry going on and stuff. I might have missed like a little bit, but I think I got the gist of it. It's just the fact that all hell broke loose and they had to escape. One thing I have to mention is that, well, when Finn got out of the ship, he started to strip his clothes and, well, strip his armor, and he took the jacket. The question is, where is Finn's gun? Did he just leave it there or something? Where the frick his gun is? It's like, yeah, you should have kept that gun handy. Seriously. Yeah, chemistry, like I mentioned, yep. The chemistry between Ray and Finn, that was unavoidable. Then the fun part I had to mention, Millennium Falcon Grand Theft Auto. So the Millennium Falcon apparently was there, and I'm like, okay, what? Luckily, we get to understand what happened. Yeah, and then then later on, scaled and I mean, oh yeah, the freaking piece of crap bastard who's fat. He's like, "Oh, that's my ship." I'm like, how the frick did you get it, you cheapo? He's like, yeah, how the frick did he get it? Uh, but anyways, yeah, we got a brand new dish, so it couldn't be far away from the sixth movie. Yeah, Return of the Jedi, right? That was it. Yeah, so they got a brand new dish and maybe had it for a few more years, and then something happened. But of course, I'm trying to do A through Z, so I can't tell you that until I get to it. Well, anyways, they have a nice chase. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I do have to admit, that was kind of cool. I guess the chase had a different feel to it because it's a bit more different. It's kind of like what happened with Jurassic World. It's like a bit more different stuff. But even so, it was still kind of cool. It was still kind of nice. And it was kind of cool just to see Ray getting to understand the Millennium Falcon, which that was kind of nice. And then I have right here, oh man, Kylo Ren has anger issues. Yeah, he sure did. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. And of course, this is like before. This is before I actually understood who Kylo Ren was. And I was like, is Rey his daughter? Dun, dun, dun. But of course, I know he's not. It's not. It's not. We have a bit of a funny moment. Oh yeah, the funny moment with Mechanic is that she's like, that one, that one, that one. It's like, this one, no, that one, dude, this one, no, that one. It's like, that's just how it's, that's just kind of funny. Yeah, it's just truly kind of funny. And then all of a sudden, oh freak, people are going into the Millennium Falcon, and it turns out there's none other than Han Solo and Chewbacca. So it turns out that the Millennium Falcon was stolen. So it seems like it went like 3 or 5 sequences of being stolen. It's like one person stole it, then another person stole it, then another person stole it, then another person stole it. And I'm like, frick, man, frick, damn, frick. Yeah, so they made it into a ship, and then it turns out that Han is harboring 3 ugly pieces of trash monsters. And Han is trying to be smooth as ever because now you have the 2 parties who made a deal with him want their money back. And OG's on Ren because Ray, not Ren, on Ray because Ray, instead of closing the doors, released the freaking damn monsters. The aliens. What the frick, man? I think that's all I did. Yeah, so yeah, that's about all. And then I skipped to another one. So after all that situation said and done, which interesting enough that they actually Han Solo is still a risk taker. So yeah, just light speed straight through a small space crevice. Crazy. Now another Easter egg, which this Easter egg makes sense now. But anyways, this Easter egg was just the fact of the training Jedi ball, because Finn had a ball in his hand. I'm like, holy frick, is that the training Jedi ball that Luke was training with? So yeah, the ball is back, and it looks like, I bet we're going to see the opening. And if it does happen, don't throw a beer can at me. Don't throw anything at me. But I bet chances are when we see the second movie start, we're going to see Rey with the Jedi training ball up there in the cliff, and she's just deflecting it, learning how to use the lightsaber. If it does happen, don't hit me upside the head, please. I'm just saying that makes perfect sense. So next we got this guy, and I forgot what the guy's name is. And someone told me what his name really was, but now I'm like, whatever, I'm going to just call him Supreme Leader. So that's his name, Supreme Leader. And then we have the shocking reveal. Kylo Ren is Han Solo's and Leia's son. Wow. Wow, I didn't see that. And then we get the reason why Luke decided to go off the map, go MIA. It turns out that Luke trained Ren and he went rogue. I think that's what I kind of get the gist of. He trained someone, the person turned evil, and he feels at fault for it. I think chances are it was Luke who trained Ren. Ren was like, the dark side feels good with me. And he decided to just straight up turn dark side, and Luke feels like it's his fault because, yeah, he trained him, and now he's killing people under his training. So anyways, they all make it to the outpost that will go to the resistance, and it turns out that there's spies everywhere. There's like at least 2 freaking spies. You have one girl spy who's an alien, and then you have a robotic spy. That was like, what the frick? Seriously? Wow. And then we get to see the Darth Vader helmet we saw in the trailer, which is like, whoa. Now the real interesting question would be, how the frick did he get it? Because think about it, his helmet was ripped off, and I bet chances are his body was just straight up destroyed in the in the Death Star. I think chances are it just with his body in there. I'm not sure. It doesn't make sense that Luke would be like, Father, even though you're dead, I'm gonna take your carcass. And it's like, what the frick? No, I don't think that's how it's gonna go down. It's like Your father's dead. At least you met your father, truthfully. Now get the frick out of there. Yeah, I think chances are you'll and I bet that's how the helmet got destroyed. As for the other part of the Easter egg, that it turns out that he has his grandfather's ashes, I don't even know how the frick that works because, like I said, the Death Star exploded. There's a lot of freaking damn dust out there. Well, anything. Anyways, so it turns out like in the prequels, they got clones. In the second, in the first trilogy, they got people to actually volunteer to be part of the stormtroopers. Now, they don't recruit. They actually kidnap children and brainwash them and actually make them stormtroopers now. So they make them. They don't get freaking... Yeah, so it's kind of funny how they're like, oh, they're all volunteers. It's like, well, I guess the movie wasn't out yet, but on the other hand, it's still like, but dude, you said they're volunteers. They taking kids. They're freaking taking people, brainwashing them, and using them as soldiers. That is messed the freak up. That's messed the freak up. Which this is going to be a good piece of evidence when I talk about Finn in another video. So anyways, we find that Rey finds the lightsaber. She just hears the lightsaber, calls out to her, and when she touches the lightsaber, lots of freaking damn crap happens. This lightsaber will be used in Exhibit A in Rey's video. I'm going to talk about who Rey is. Yeah, so that's going to definitely be in that, because that one is actually a good piece of evidence to say Rey is actually... Anyways, so she found a lightsaber. So she's a Jedi as well, apparently. But on the other hand, just like her mother... Oh, wait, sorry. Not her mother, sorry. Yes, I'm just going to say just like Leia, she never picked up a lightsaber. Technically, I don't even think she even gets any training whatsoever being a Jedi, but she can. So, like Leia, she shuns it. She shunned the lightsaber. And I was gonna say it's the Death Star, but it's not the Death Star. This is actually the something destroyer crap. But I have Death Star on here. But anyways, the Death Star devastated. Oh, it's devastated. Sorry, not destroyed. It got devastated. It devastated a freaking place. Oh my gosh. Whoa, what the frick? Yeah, Star Killer Base. There we go. So the Star Killer Base destroyed 5 planets, and I do have to say that one deleted scene with the lady, because we see in one of the planets, we see a lady who seems important, but because we didn't see her prior to, it's like, what the frick? It's like a random lady. But it turns out she's not a random lady. She actually talks to Leia, yeah. She actually talks to her, and she's like the back and forth. She's maybe like the person who helps Leia out when it comes to the government. So it would be nice to actually have that in there so we can have a little bit more attachment to the freaking planets getting destroyed. But sure, why not? Just make her a random person, just like what they did in Amazing Spider-Man 2. With freaking Mary Jane looking at a freaking car getting smashed, and we're like, why she's there? Anyways. The Lightsaber Proof Club. Meh. The Lightsaber Proof Club. Oh, yes. So, we saw the freaking dude with the nunchaku, or what was it called? Toba? Well, I forgot what it is. Tonfa. So, yeah, we have this dude with a tonfa, and it's lightsaber proof that he can't get slashed over. This took a total meh, because it's like, yeah, it looks like you can use it as like freaking damn nunchucks or tonfa, but seriously, that doesn't impress me. It really doesn't. You can only impress me with lightsabers. That's all you got. So we got C3PO, and of course the Lego polybag actually already showed the fact that he has a red arm replacement, which I guess I kind of remember why he got a replacement, due to the fact of the Jawas or something, and they were tearing him apart and crap. Yeah, so I kind of remember why he has a red arm. And we got R2-D2, and R2-D2 was decommissioned apparently because of low power. But me personally, and I'm just going to throw it in this one because I don't really have another video that actually will be suitable for this fact to come out. I think R2-D2 was not really decommissioned. It wasn't really shut down. All it was doing was just doing some calculations and probability and stuff to actually find Luke. That's what I think he was doing this whole entire time. So it decided to use all its remaining power to try to actually find Luke. Given maybe for selfish reasons because he has low power. But on the other hand, I believe that he most likely did it for the greater good and he was looking for Luke Skywalker instead of actually just being there, being nothing but a tin can, just crying before he about to die. Well, anyways, now we get to see Ren unmasked. And of course, previously, besides all of that, Rey got kidnapped. There was a massive fight going on, of course, and that massive fight was okay. Yeah, it was just interesting. Like, interesting, not interesting. Very, very interesting. This like is interesting. But anyway, so we get to have the whole meet off of Rey and Ren, Kylo Ren, and he removes his mask. He removes his helmet, and it turns out that he doesn't have a bad face. Yeah, you would figure because of Darth Vader he would have a messed up face, but instead no, his face is decent. That's good. So anyways, we have a Jedi face-off. You have Ren trying to get information from Rey, and Rey basically deflecting it. It's kind of like what happened with Kanan. Thank goodness I remember his name. It's just like what happened with Kanan and a Inquisitor. Yeah, that face-off in Star Wars Rebels. So it was kind of cool to just see that. And I don't think we actually saw that before, did we? Maybe in the prequels, but I don't think so. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, she proves to be too much for him, so he decided to go and get some counsel with Supreme Leader. I think that was his name. Well, anyways, so we have Rey about to actually use her powers for the first time and actually hone in her Jedi skills. The first thing she does is the Jedi mind trick. And for people who don't know, apparently this is an Easter egg, which I kind of would be okay without knowing, but I have to insert this in here anyways. It turns out the person she Jedi mind tricked is actually the new James Bond. So in that suit is actually the new James Bond. Wonder how much money he got for that. Yeah, like I said, Star Killer Base, not Death Star. Oh, yeah, by the way, it was kind of funny. That was a funny scene. The fact that first time it didn't work, second time she tried and she got it, and he unhooked her and everything. He's like, and she's like, drop the gun, dropping the gun. Just, that was just funny. Oh man, I don't know which part this was, but as soon as it was revealed that Kylo Ren found out she escaped, oh, he got so pissed off and mad that two stormtroopers decided to just walk away. That was funny. That was funny. Well, anyways, so Finn gets to meet Phasma again. Who doesn't want to see their boss after being fired? In quotations, fired. Other hand, he quit. He wasn't fired. He quit. Oops. Sorry, guys. That was just one little thing real quick. There we go. Well, anyways, so yeah, he saw his boss again. It was very, very funny. And then he used his boss to actually get in because they had a plan of how to stop this killer death base, which is very, very cool. So they were able to do everything. They dropped the shields, and now they'll be able to take down the death base. But, well, not even but Nah, whatever. Anyways, here is why Finn freaked out and Finn doesn't know anything like about anything. He admits that he actually is just nothing but a custodian. He only just dealt with sanitation. Now, and I'm gonna ask this in the other video too, but the real question is how did a sanitation person get to be in the battlefield? That's my question. That's my question. Other part is, well, no wonder the freaking tether is there because he doesn't know about that type of stuff. Only thing he knows is sanitation and maybe even some combat, but that's about it. And even so, he didn't like combat at all. My gosh, yeah, they didn't really make him good enough. The reason why I mentioned the sanitation part is because, oh man, this was an Easter egg and I knew it. Is that Han Solo said, "Is there a garbage chute or a trash compactor somewhere?" Phasma's gonna get thrown in there, but I like Phasma actually. That's the funny part. Like I like Phasma because she was being like, this is not gonna work, right? That. uh, it's just like Vados. I mean GLaDOS. Yeah, it's just so good. It's just so good. Oh, anyways, so we got a sky battle, an air battle, and here's where I'm like, oh frick. So we got the catwalk again. For people who don't understand why I say oh frick, is because, dude, remember what happened in I think it might be Return of the Jedi. Not Return. Sorry, I meant to say Empire Strikes Back, where we have freaking Darth Vader fighting with freaking Luke Skywalker, and he got his hand cut off. And I bet if he was able to actually get a footing on freaking Luke, he would have killed him. He would have killed him and threw the body down under Cloud City. But no, he just cut off the hand. Either way, that's messed up. A freaking father cutting off a hand of their kid? Do gotta admit, that's a bit messed up. That's a bit messed up. So when it comes to this catwalk, we know something horrible is going to happen. For people who don't, well, that's a good job for you. You're able to block that. You were able to block that, and I applaud you. As for the rest of us who actually figured, yeah, something bad is going to happen, it sure did. It turns out that, well, number one, Kylo Ren's real name is Ben Solo. So he's been solo so long? How long has he been solo? Sorry. Sorry, I just had to make that joke. It's just so funny. But like I said, I saw it coming. Yeah, I was like, he gave him a lightsaber, and I'm like, okay, so it could go two ways. Either A, he wants him to kill him. Yeah, he wanted his dad to kill him, or B, is a freaking damn setup, and he's gonna kill Han Solo. And either way, I figured chances are, either way is gonna play. Han's gonna die because, come on, dude, seriously, you gonna think Han Solo is gonna actually kill his own son? No, he's gonna flake and say, "I can't do this. I can't do this." He's like, "All right, fine, got it," and he's dead. Yeah, I figured that if we would have went that way, it most likely would have happened. But either way, Han Solo is dead. From a standpoint of getting a person who actually, actor-wise, like fourth wall breaking here, we understand why he actually stepped down because he's been flaky on some Star Wars movies already. So it's like, yeah, they're able to give him flashbacks, of course, but on the other hand, we knew that he was going to leave. We kind of knew that. So we get another eye down. So it's so we get to have Finn eyeing Kylo Ren, and they oh my gosh, dude, oh my gosh. So after that eye down and they were running for their life, oh, now it's showdown time, lightsaber battle. So when this lightsaber battle was going on, which I have to applaud, I have to freaking damn applaud the toy companies because they kept Finn with the lightsaber and made you think that Finn is the one who's going to be the Jedi, or Finn is going to at least be the one who fights Kylo Ren and at least make him go to his knees and surrender. And also Lego too. They did a marvelous job covering up what's going to happen, which I'm glad. I'm very glad they did that. But anyways, the lightsaber battle happened, and I was trying to figure out, dude, will he survive? And it's like, I only have two things to say. Number one, we have, and I was gonna save this for the, I'm gonna save this for the end, but I'm gonna talk about the second one. The second one is that we had Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was still a Padawan going against Darth Maul, and he defeated Darth Maul. The sad part is that he was trained. Finn had no training whatsoever. Since Finn had no training whatsoever, there's a big slim chance of freaking Finn going to either A, make it, or B, even defeat him. And like I figured, and I'm gonna add this to the video for Kylo Ren, but dude, he fought dirty. He fought freaking damn dirty. I hate that lightsaber even more now. So Finn is down. Finn is freaking down. And now we get part 2 where Rey steps in. And of course, yes, there's an air battle going on, and the targeting, the whole thing of actually destroying their cannon and destroying the Killer Star Base. That's it. Star Killer Base. Star Killer Base. So it kind of reminded me the whole, I forgot which one it was. I think it might have been New Hope. On the other hand, it might have been, I don't know. I'm not really that stable when it comes to Star Wars movies. But when it comes straight down to it, it kind of reminded me the whole thing of when Luke had to take down the Death Star, but it's more complicated now, which it just reminded me of that. And well, lots of crap happened in that freaking lightsaber battle. Man, lots of stuff happened. And I'm going to use another thing from the lightsaber battle to actually talk about the whole Rey story. Either way, Kylo Ren got a freaking scar on his face, and that's a start. That's a start. I know I should keep this for Kylo Ren's video, but dude, the scar is the first thing. The next thing you gotta do is cut off an arm. You have to cut off your hand. If you want to become like Darth Vader, you're gonna have to cut off a hand. Of course, Luke got his hand cut off and he's still okay, but still, it's like, if you want to be like Darth Vader, you're gonna have to do a few things that, yeah. Well, anyways, we got a nice to-be-continued battle, because this is the first of many battles, I bet, between Kylo Ren and Rey, which is just beautiful how they did. I do have to admit, this is kind of beautiful how they actually made it so that it's like a to-be-continued. That was kind of cool. R2-D2 is freaking damn back. He came back to life, and now he has the plans. Yeah, so he has all the maps. All that's left is just the map from BB-8, which was beautiful how they actually made it like one had the lock, one had the key, and there's the full map. That was beautiful. I don't admit, that moment was very beautiful. So Finn is down. Yeah, Finn is down. This kind of reminds me of what happened to Han Solo when he got frozen in carbonate. So kind of reminds me of that, but not as bad as it could have been. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the whole reuniting of Finn and Poe. That was a nice touching moment. That was no homo, but that was like a nice one. That was like best friends. I got a best friends vibe, meaning that those two are going to be good friends. So, with Han Solo dead, it looks like the Millennium Falcon goes to Rey, which is kind of cool because she got to understand it. Chewbacca's now her partner in crime, and she actually even got R2-D2, which of course R2-D2 need to come because low power. He needs Luke to power him. Yeah. So they made it to the freaking planet, and there is Luke looking like Obi-Wan Kenobi from The New Hope. That was crazy. But of course, difference is he got a hand. He got a robotic hand. So that's how the movie ends, is her giving him the lightsaber. Yeah, there's the freaking ending. Now, one thing I believe that's going to be horrible and messed up as frick is the fact that Luke Skywalker will die in the next movie. Yeah, that's what I believe. But of course, on the other hand, he can actually prepare Rey, so that means that he doesn't actually have to die. But on the other hand, to make it just like The New Hope, he's gonna have a battle with Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren will kill him, and his cloak just yeah. So it's like symbolic, showing how it was previously is now how it is before. Now, he could die, he could not die, but it's a interesting gesture if he does die the same way as Obi-Wan Kenobi. But on the other hand, the good news is that Rey will get trained, so that means that it won't actually end up like that. So that's the good news. Well, anyways, that is The Force Awakens. Now, actually looking at my notes and everything, I think it is a decent movie. It is a very decent movie. So, there you go. That is the freaking spoilers. Ooh, man, this is like a messed up spoiler. I spoiled the crap out of these movies. But anyways, if you like this, thumbs this up. There's going to be more videos about freaking Star Wars, so that's the good news. And anyways, thank you for watching, and tell me what you guys think about the movie.